Peace forever and always. This is your brother, Taalik Ibn'rad, and welcome once again to another edition of the Realities Temple on Earth. And of course, I am the Angel Snuffing Up 7, your brother, Taalik Ibn'rad. What brings me to this video is the recent shootings of 4 Westlake police officers in Washington State. Also, I have relatives in both the armed forces of the United States of America as well as law enforcement, police officers, and detectives. And my relatives in both the Army, the military, and of course the police. This is or was Thanksgiving holiday weekend, and during that celebration, holiday time off, of course, we gather with our relatives. I want to bring this issue to us because my relatives in these career choices do not like my opinion about police officers and serving in the military. I want to say, first of all, that I do not advocate and will never advocate the murder of police officers or violence towards any soldier. However, in this tragedy, we view this man, the gunman, who so happens to be black, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are making this a race issue of how the black man shot down these citizens that were sworn to protect life and property. At the same time, we see 4 people gunned down in a coffee shop, but we really don't care about the whole picture, how these things come to be, because this was not the first time police officers have been gunned down by somebody. This is not the first time that a black man has become a criminal. What is the situation that brought this and caused such a tragic conclusion? My being a victim of the justice system, the legal system in America. My condolences and my sympathy goes out to those police officer families that have suffered such a tragedy. But at the same time, I understand, even though this man, of whom I do not support his actions, I understand why he probably ended up on such a path. Nobody is born saying, when I grow up, I want to shoot me a couple of police officers. There are conditions, there is circumstance, there are situations that form these things. And as a victim of the justice system myself, regardless of whether he was guilty of a crime or not, I know how the justice system treats people in these jails and prisons. So it is not a wonder that this does not occur even more. And you see, to you the soldier, to you the police officer, y'all have good hearts. You have good intent. Many of you do. There's no doubt about that. But I want to say to the police officer, I want to say to the soldier. Your bosses, those whom are over you, those who are in leadership in government, regardless to whether it is a city or a town, and especially the federal government, the system is designed for profit, to make money. So, also we must understand that you live in a society that denies people opportunity. Well, he can find his own opportunity. This is why we have this tragedy today. Because people shouldn't always have to find opportunity. Why you got to always scrape? Here we are living in the wealthiest country in the United States. But so you always got to hustle and fight and scrape like you living in some foreign nation. But at the same time, to show you how hypocritical y'all are, you're willing to spend $20,000 a year. Check it out. There are at least 2 million people incarcerated in the United States of America. You spend, taxpayer, at least $20,000 a year to lock somebody up. But you won't give that same $20,000 to a man who wants to start a business. You won't put that $20,000 towards a better educational system. In fact, the society is designed to create a criminal atmosphere so these things can occur. And so this man who just shot down these police officers, instead of seeing him as a victim, you see him as just a perpetrator of a crime, but you don't care nothing about the situation that formed and made him what he was. And here you are, police officer and soldier. You're defending laws that are unjust, that are biased, that are prejudiced. And you're putting away people for no valid criminal reason. And if you notice, when they make mistakes, there's no apology. So, is it a shock that all this anger, frustration, we only think about what is placed before us? You live in a society that creates the condition for these things. So, police officer, you're taking the heat for something that's unnecessary, for unjust law. Am I getting myself? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell us? I'm not making no excuse for no murderer, because that's wrong. But there's something called legal murder. And you have people in jails and in prisons and in mental institutions that are getting murdered just like those police officers shot down in the gutter every day. But y'all don't care nothing about them. I'm telling you, because I was one of them being killed legally. Now you're all upset because 4 police officers got killed. But you got all these people behind bars. They're not being rehabilitated. They're being made worse. Why? For profit. To guarantee a judge a job. To guarantee police officers a job. Instead of dealing with the root of the situation. The cause of the situation. Because ain't nobody born wanting to be no criminal. There ain't nobody born talk about, when I grow up I want to murder somebody. There's a situation. There's something in the condition in our environment, in society, that causes that. And instead of dealing with the cause, we'd rather deal with the symptom, so we fill up our jails and our prisons and mental institutions. And then we sit around and we wait for tragedies like this to happen. But y'all don't want to hear that, do you? Because you don't want to blame government. You don't want to blame your leadership. You don't want to blame those who form and make the laws that can control and govern society. when you have criminals that make the law? How the hell can a criminal design and formulate a law? But if you notice, when it comes to law, but the law protects those criminals so they can have crime legally. You better think about it. Think about it before you just blame this man on this tragedy. It's bigger than him. It's bigger than what we see. Look at it. That's what I'm telling you. This your brother Taalik Ibn'rad. This was and is the Reality's Temple on Earth. Think about it. Jot down your comments. Peace.